The White House says that more than 8.5 million households and small businesses in the U.S. have no access to high-speed internet infrastructure. On Monday, Joe Biden vowed his administration will ensure everyone will have access to affordable broadband by the end of the decade.
For today's economy to work for everyone, internet access is just as important as electricity was, or water, or other basic services.
The administration has been comparing the $42 billion plan to President Franklin Roosevelt's Electrification Act of 1936, which brought electricity to nearly every home and farm in the U.S. And it's clear that Biden needs to present himself as someone with similarly major achievements at a time when 2/3 of the country say it's going in the wrong direction under his leadership, and 1/3 of his own party doesn't want him to run.
I promise to be a president for all Americans, whether or not they voted for me or whether or not they voted for these laws. These investments will help all Americans. We're not going to leave anyone behind.
This speech, then, was about more than infrastructure.
On the one hand, the Republican Party and their primaries are gaining a huge amount of media attention. So part of what Biden is trying to do is siphon some of that media attention back to the Democratic Party, reminding people that he is the one who is front and center. He's the president. He's in charge. And it also has to be part of his way of testing out and working on his messaging throughout this, what is going to be a very, very brutal 2024 campaign. He has to start working on it now.
Over the next 3 weeks, Biden, Vice President Harris, the First Lady, and cabinet members will be traveling across the country in what's billed as the Investing in America tour. Biden will be in Chicago on Wednesday, unveiling his economic philosophy, dubbed Bidenomics, building the economy outwards from the middle class and not from the top down. Key constituencies within the Democratic Party, such as black voters and the young, say Biden didn't live up to his campaign promises on issues like a more equitable society or climate change, and they will be important in 2024. But the Biden campaign is also hoping that just as in the midterm elections, the fear of the Republican candidate will be enough to drive people to the polls and vote for him despite a lack of enthusiasm for a second term. Shihab, Rattansi, Al Jazeera, Washington.